today. I dropped off the 333 last night. Of course, I just jumped out of the Mac. Dad come down here in his truck. Let me get my 500i out here in just a second. 2 years ago, if you guys remember, if you've been watching that long, the neighbor next door here, we cut 6 really good walnut trees on the neighbor. And that's kind of how we got to where we are today. And I'll show you what's going on here. This isn't a good deal for the landowner or us or anybody. These trees were standing when I looked at them, but they all leaned out over the house here, and I don't like doing, I'm not into tree removal. That's not what Dad and I do. So they had a company come and take the trees down, and more or less the company just kind of took their money and ran off. They didn't do any cleanup. They were supposed to grind the stumps. You can see that was a pretty good tree, and they've absolutely butchered it. There's probably 6 to 7 foot of log there, a good log that's ruined, wasted. Same with some of these back here. There's some big ones, but so what we're going to do today, Dad and I are going to go ahead and buck these into log links. I'm going to pack them up here at the skid steer right beside the truck. We'll load out. It's kind of funny because the last time we logged here, you know, there's signs all in this neighborhood here about no heavy trucks, nothing like that, this is very urban. This is on the south side of Springfield, right next to the nature center. So we're down here, it's pretty much as city as it gets. So it's pretty funny to see the looks of people, especially when I was backing the Mac in here to get it to where we can position ourselves to load. So Dad's going to go through here. I've marked up a lot of these logs. Dad's going to go through here and remark them, make sure everything, because I always like Dad to double check my work. I feel a lot more comfortable when Dad does it. Like I said, I guess, I mean, it's not that I don't know how to do it, but you know, there's nothing like when Dad does it, though. I'll put it that way. So I'm going to grab my saw. I'm pretty sure I'm sharp. I'm going to get ready to start bucking up. We'll make pretty quick work of this, which I told the landowner that I'd go ahead and do the cleanup as well, just to help them out, because I feel bad the deal they've gotten themselves into here. Like I said, it was bad for them and us both, because they paid a lot of money for a pretty shoddy job, and they know that. They know they were kind of taken advantage of, and they're good people, and I hate to see that happen to anybody. So that's why the 333's here at the grapple, because we're going to do what we can to clean that up and cut those stumps off low. I can't grind them because I don't have a stump grinder, but we'll at least make it look a lot better. Just pack these guys up here and put them in a pile next to the truck. Makes for easy loading. Now in areas like this, it's you try to be as low impact as possible. It's not always an easy thing to do by any means, but you definitely, that's what you kind of shoot for. That's what makes having tracks nice on your skid steer. Now the only bad thing about tracks is when you go to turn, generally you tear up the ground pretty good. You don't rut it up, you just kind of scratch it. We're making pretty quick work of this. I'll go back in and I'll cut those stumps off and fix whoever did that, kind of clean up their mess a little bit. All the debris we're going to take down over the hill and the gully. It won't be beautiful, but it'll be a lot better than what it was, for sure. At least they'll kind of have the making of a yard again. They're going to have to do some little seeding, maybe a little raking, but it'll look good. Kind of part 2 on this video. The filming's about a week apart. Dad's cutting this big tree here. It disappears up in there in the canopy, but pretty good sized tree. Don't have to pull it or anything. Should just kind of fall right up in the draw there. Hope it'll come down nice and easy. We got 2 more to cut after this one. This is the one we were kind of concerned about the most, so we're going to start here and try to get the tough ones out of the way. My saw's right here. As soon as Dad gets that down, I'm going to help him get it worked up. I'm going to walk back here on this in the back side of this timber. If you remember a couple of years ago, if we go back through the videos far enough, really about 2 years exactly, we cut some really big trees kind of right there where you see that open area. Really big trees. Trees similar to that, but bigger. So there's some good timber right in here. Of course, the Springfield Nature Center is just kind of right down the draw here. Good area for timber. I've kind of got mixed ideas about why timber grows so good in urban environments, urban areas like this. And I don't know that, like I said, these are just kind of mixed ideas, theories. One theory I have is kind of the amount of carbon monoxide put off by vehicles. I think that the trees kind of feed on that. I know usually, you know, they say they feed on carbon dioxide, but I think maybe the carbon monoxide from your internal combustion engines, I think maybe that's kind of an accelerator, a fertilizer, a steroid perhaps. Because it seems like anytime we cut timber around Springfield, Kansas City, kind of in the metro area, we're always cutting good quality timber. So like I said, that's just a theory. That's kind of what my take is on that. Big tree, good tree. First cut here is 10 foot 27 inches. Then we've got an 8, a 9, and a 10 above that in log lengths. Then we've actually got some more material in that top piece that we're going to pull back this way, kind of get it back down here in the draw, get all this brush and debris in a concentrated pile. A lot of that's old dead stuff, and some of it's from the yard up there, just the debris left over from that. So we want to keep everything cleaned up the best we can. So now the fun part of trying to get these pieces packed up out of here with a skid steer, because it's just in enough of a tight spot that I think it'll make it a little interesting trying to scratch and claw our way out. If we can never get this big one out of here, I think we can do it, because I can push that debris there out of the way and we can have a straight shot. Now we got the big tree down, it's time for a couple of these problem trees. I don't think they'll be too hard to cut. You can see we got a chain. I had to climb up in that, put a chain in so we could pull it. Which we've got an audience up there. The gentleman we're cutting on, and the neighbor, which, like I said, 2 years ago we cut on the neighbor there. He's who helped kind of line us up with this job here. So Dad's getting it all bored out. He's going to leave a little bit on this back side hold, and hopefully we can just kind of pull it over right in here where I'm at. Now, it's a tall tree, as you can see. So hopefully when it starts going, I can throw her in reverse here and kind of get out of the way and be all right. These type of deals, even though we do them a lot, are always a little nerve-wracking. We have to pull a lot of trees, whether it be around fences, utilities, structures. Just part of the job. It's something that, you know, as long as I've logged, I've been around having to pull trees like this with Dad. And even, like I said, even though we do it a lot, it's still a little bit of pressure on it. We're about ready to go. He's clipping the back side. Now, 2 years ago we looked at cutting that tree, but it was in such a place that we couldn't get over here to pull it. And of course, as you can see, we're on this neighbor now. This property's changed hands, and that's why we're here. So now we can get it down. Starting to go. Snug up on her. Time to go with it. Add signals. Here we go. Couldn't have went any better, but still, it's always nerve-wracking. Always nerve-wracking. Last tree, of course, it's now a day later. This video's been pieced over 8 to 9 days in the making here by the time we get it all put together. We had a little setback yesterday, and that's why we're cutting this last tree today. Had a little malfunction with the 333 here. We're back up and running now, so we've already climbed up in it and hooked the chain. And here in a second, Dad will signal. We'll just jerk this guy on over. This one's got a, you know, favorable lean with it anyway, so we've really just got the chain in it just to be safe, for precaution. But this one would have fell without any kind of, without hooking it up or anything. It would have fell where we wanted it. Go ahead and slack up. Here we go. Down she went. Nice and easy. Hey guys, if you like what you see, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for all of our latest videos.